and welcome to Spiritual Calisthenics. Today, on February 14th, we do not celebrate St. Valentine, the martyr of Rome. His feast day in the Orthodox calendar is actually on July 6th. But because the Western world celebrates this great saint today, it is appropriate for us to talk a little bit about him in a very special Spiritual Calisthenics today. So, St. Valentine of Rome was a presbyter who was martyred in the year 270 by the emperor. And this was a priest who lived in the region of Rome. And according to the legends, after all, we're looking at a saint that died in the 3rd century, the emperor was confused as to why his troops were not performing adequately in battle. And somehow or another, he got the idea that the reason why they were not willing to die for him was because they had families waiting for them at home. And so he decided, in his infinite wisdom, that he would make marriage forbidden. And so soldiers were not allowed to get married. So they were forced to remain single so that they would be able to, in his words, fight to the death for him, that their heart should belong only to their emperor and not to someone waiting at home. Well, St. Valentine decided that this was not good, that this was not how God wanted us to live. And so he performed secret marriages in the catacombs of Rome, that if young people wanted to get married, they would come to him and he would marry them. Well, eventually, unfortunately, he got caught. And while he was waiting for his execution, the jailer's daughter was enamored with him because of the idea. Obviously, he's willing to die for the sake of love. And so she came to his cell every single day to learn more and more about what would cause this man to give up his life for this. And he taught her about Jesus Christ. He taught her about how Jesus Christ, his very first miracle, was at a wedding, and that it is a beautiful thing for a man and a woman to walk arm in arm into paradise together. And so he taught her more and more and more about Christ. And she began to seek him out more, wanting to hear more and more about Christianity. And soon enough, it came time for his execution. And St. Valentine told the girls that, okay, tomorrow I'm going to be executed in the afternoon. So tomorrow we'll say our goodbyes, tomorrow morning. And so the next morning, the guards came to Valentine's cell and said, okay, your execution's been moved up. You're going to be killed this morning. And he said, I don't have a problem with the fact that I'm going to die. I'm happy to give my life for my God. But the jailer's daughter is going to be very heartbroken if she doesn't get to say goodbye. And the guard said, look, we sympathize. We're sorry, but there's nothing we can do. The schedule has to go on. And so he said, well, wait, can I at least write her a note? And so they gave him a sheet of paper, and he wrote down very quickly a note for the girl. And when she came later in the afternoon and found his cell empty, she asked the guards, where's Valentine the priest? And they said, well, he was executed early this morning. And she was heartbroken because she loved hearing about Christ. She loved hearing what St. Valentine would tell her. And they said, but wait, he left you a note. And so she went to the desk inside the cell and started reading the note. And in it, St. Valentine basically said, don't weep for me. I'm happy to give my life for my Christ, who I love with all my heart. It is my joy to die for him, for my blood to be the perfury of the world. I don't want you to grieve for me, but I do want you to pray for me. Always remember me, your Valentine. And this is the origin of the medieval legend of the Valentine's Day card that we give. Now, what's very important about this great and holy saint is that he is not the patron saint of romance that we seem to have today, the idea of greeting cards and things like that. He's actually a patron saint of marriage itself, holy matrimony. And so he is a patron for those who want to come together to live a godly life together, walking together towards salvation. He recognized that marriage is hard. It's difficult. You have to treat it like a garden, watering it with love, patience, and that is something that you can't take for granted. He was willing to die because he saw it as something so important, so quintessential to our Christian experience. And so St. Valentine is the patron saint of holy marriages. And so even though we celebrate him on July 6th in the Orthodox calendar, it is important that we recognize him today and wish people a happy St. Valentine's Day. And for those that are married, they should thank him for his intercessions. For those who are seeking to get married, pray to him to intercede with Christ our God, that he might help them achieve that great, great victory of holy marriage. Through the prayers of Saint Valentine, Christ our God, bless us all. I hope you've enjoyed this special spiritual calisthenics. Have a blessed and wonderful day.